Diploma 2 have been reimagining the Civic program within the virtual and augmented realm. To speculate and design for the future of civic cities and the immersive internet, it began with an exploration of the components of civic life: urban space, education, politics, spirituality, and recreation. Extracting components of virtual, publicly accessible spaces and physical urban civicness has resulted in a set of projects that are independently propositional whilst orbiting the same larger civic network. In the Civic Program Nexus, the projects exhibited are both organised according to independent and overlapping typologies and themes. Spawning on the lobby platform, you can descend the staircase into the eye of the network and explore the myriad of intriguing projects.
The immersive amanuensis is a tool to navigate the rich sea of historic and real-time conversations at the AA. It grew out of the institution but has application in any knowledge-rich organization guided by the principles of investigation and exchange. The interface was designed to seamlessly join the physical and virtual networks of information and social exchange. Through the creation of a mixed reality infrastructure, we will reach out in new and meaningful ways, creating for the first time a truly globally connected network of actors across space and time.
The World Library, a mixed reality experience in the British Library to distribute the copyright asset of video game space, and recognize the game space as object of cultural interest. The project is a center of game space virtually overlaid on the physical library. Because exploring the asset space are physical, interaction and civility become the key for learning.
Temple of Knowledge is a personalized museum which is accessible through your smartphone in form of augmented reality. Laid into everyday environments, the museum is always readily available and makes use of the space around you to help you form and organize memories through immersive learning techniques. Museum proposes a way to challenge colonial countries that refuse to return artifacts to the place of their origin and that use those artifacts to forge new fictional histories.
สวัสดีค่ะ My name is Tammy Thanatpon Aman-Kasim-Wong, and welcome to Civic Tourism, tourism towards the local traveler in the overlaid city. Virtual remote tourism explores traveling and tourism in the future, where augmented reality and spatial computing can turn a selfie into a fully inhabitable virtual space. In this world, location and distance are no longer the economic limitation for the experience of other places and cultures, as model cities can be overlapped wherever your body happens to be.
Imagine that from any place you could immerse in a spacious garden with all sorts of plants that you can collectively maintain with your friends. In the augmented community garden, we expand the possibilities for active involvement and knowledge exchange by providing remote engagement opportunities with exotic environments and species. It reconsiders the civic role of the garden in bringing together people tied by the care for plants and enjoyment of gardens. The variety of different approaches gladly contributed to the platform formulate the new ethical and aesthetic quality of the picturesque space.
Hey, welcome to the Halfway Pub. My name is Aggie, and I'm your dearest halfway publisher. Well, I'm actually just a barman. Anyways, what would you like in this fine day? A pint of virtual Guinness? Or a half gin and half tonic? You name it. No drink is impossible in the Halfway Pub. Did you know I met someone from Saudi yesterday? He was actually on a date with one of my regulars from London. They actually sit where you're sitting right now. Yeah, well, I remember back in the days where I used to talk to the screen on Instagram and Facebook. That was hilarious.
Hyperhybrid Town is an augmented subforum that provides a virtual common space dedicating to gatherings and other activities relevant to Chinese culture, where the immigrant communities around the world can be spatially connected, enable conversations, and strengthen the collective identity. Its physical infrastructure is bound to local Chinatowns, which hold important status in the immigrant history, and usually with demographics of highest Chinese ethnic population.
In a future augmented world, where urban environments are draped with a persistent virtual layer, signage and advertisement have the potential to completely take over our visual field. Expanding on the early notion of the market right, the project proposes a series of regulatory measures and design codes to ensure equal opportunities and a healthy use of data in our civic spaces.
A shared face overthrow the facade is a mixed reality system proposal for public squares of the immersive internet. It uses a new form of architectural autopoiesis as a way to provide non-verbal communication through mixed reality emblems that are able to be adapted and maintained in the square as a way to unite publics and institutions in the way that they are able to raise pertinent issues in social, civic, and political senses. A shared face uses symbolism in flux as a way to democratize the public realm.
The project studies political congregation, mainly debates in both existing and virtual spaces, and how virtual debating could be the future of legislation process for direct democracy. With the help of new media such as virtual immersion, the project urges for the inclusion of the public in political debates by connecting national political arenas such as the Palace of Westminster with local congregational spaces like existing community centers. Parliament will no longer exist in the parliament, but with the people and the public.
Welcome to the Sacred Neverland. My name is Abhinav Jain. By exploring collective storytelling in Varanasi, India, through the lens of mythology, religion, and politics, the project questions the role of sacred spaces in constructing our collective fictions and speculates the role of virtual civic architecture will play in its future. The Sacred Neverland is a proposal for sacred vessels around the world that virtually come together as a mixed reality space for worship and storytelling.
The space is open 24 hours a day, accessed through your internet browser at the following link. The Civic program Nexus is built in Mozilla Hubs, a social VR platform, so you'll be able to view the 3D work and meet other visitors just like a physical exhibition. And so we look forward to welcoming you in avatar form from today onwards. See you there.